do today. The whole new acronym thing drives me effing bananas. Can we call him by his name?
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Brad, do you ever feel like you shoot too many threes?
The bad ones. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but I don't. Like, for me, it's, again, Tony, I look at every shot. And so for me, it's evaluating each and every shot. But, yeah, if we come down and shoot a really tough contested three when a guy's wide open at the rim, or if we have an action that we can get to, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think anyone would say that. I think Joe would be the first to say that. And I also think that, we have to do our best to generate the best possible look we can. But yeah, I think we all would love dunks. I would love dunks.
But again, kudos to Mazz, our man Mazz, who went down to the Celtics press conference and asked the question himself. So never let it be said that we don't go down there and actually do it. And by we, I mean the editorial we, the Felger and Mazz collective. Because I didn't go down. Mazz went down and asked the question.
No, we are a singular entity here. Felger and Mazz.
In this case, we are. But either way, Stevens got a lot of that today, as he should. He got a lot of that, and he also got a lot on Jaylen Brown. I think those are the two big issues here circling the team, buzzing around the team. Do they really believe their play style is costing them? I'm not so sure. And what's the relationship and the viability of Jaylen Brown remaining on this team and playing second fiddle to Jason Tatum? Because it doesn't feel like he's too happy about it, or maybe reaching a tipping point as it relates to that. And so those are the two. Those to me are the two big fault lines with the team right now.
Definitely, like those are big ones. Like they have a couple of big questions to answer here in the next couple of months. So in terms of how they're going to build a roster, how they want to play, and whether or not Jaylen Brown's going to be a part of it. I mean, suddenly that got very important very quickly.
Back to your phones. Here's Bill in Hartford on Jaylen Brown. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I think if we're going to choose somebody to get rid of, for me, it wouldn't be Jaylen Brown. I mean, I'm a longtime Celtics fan, seen a lot of players over that period of time, and Jaylen Brown seems to me to be that core Celtic player, that toughness, that want to win, not fragile, doesn't back away from anything. I just can't see giving up on him. I've given up on the coach. They could have gotten rid of him a couple of years ago, but not Jaylen Brown.
Okay, so
I think
what about Tatum then?
Just let me finish. If Jaylen Brown didn't know until 45 minutes before the game that somebody was sitting out, and then the coach puts in the three,
Bill, you got to be quicker. I'm sorry. I am going to let you go. You got to be quicker. I didn't like the whole machinations there of Brown not knowing until 45 minutes before the game. Stinks. Another knock against your coach. Like, that's absolutely got to be the purview of the coach, to be dialed in and knowing if the best player is going to be hurt, and if he is, going to the second best player and saying it's on you and getting to him and motivating him with it and working with him on it, preparing him for it. That is absolutely on Missoula. It also speaks to the lack of, I guess, a good relationship between Brown and Tatum, or a functional. I've given him credit for having a functional relationship. That sounds a little dysfunctional to me. I'm with the caller. The thing about him not knowing until 45 minutes before the game is a bad sign. Agreed. Back to Jaylen Brown, though. And I'm with you on Jaylen Brown, caller. Tougher. I would like to have the team be centered around him versus Tatum, all of this. You have to admit now, though, I've been shaken by what I've seen from Jaylen Brown in the last 3 days. Mm-hmm. How he played on Saturday, once again failing to come through in a, when it was all on him, he didn't do it. I didn't like the way he played. And now how he's carried himself afterwards. I didn't think he was this selfish or this sort of tone deaf.
Self-absorbed.
Or self-absorbed. It's just been a bad look. I think it's been a bad look for him the last couple of days, which I can forgive if he delivered on the floor, which he didn't. There's now been 2 big Game 7s here in Boston against beatable opponents where it was on Jaylen Brown. He's failed both times. First time, much worse than the other. The Miami game, he was trash. This game, he still scored 33, but I still don't think it was the same thing we saw in the regular season.
No.
And so that's shaking me a little bit on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, because, again, it's the second time. It's the second time. And this time, a lot of us thought, myself included, that maybe he had taken that next step. But you got to see it really in that game without Tatum on the floor. What does it look like in a playoff game? And the answer is not good.
And he had a bunch of chances down the stretch to make it all right. And he didn't. So that's shaking me a little bit.
That shot that he took from inside the line, he's got to bury that.
That's a shot, too.
Yeah, he's got to bury that one. He can't miss that one.
Ryan in the car. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, guys, you're missing the point here. In the last 4 years, you know how many healthy teams the Boston Celtics have beaten?
How many healthy teams the Celtics have beaten? You mean this? Did you say this year or the last couple? Go ahead.
Last 4 years, how many healthy teams have the Celtics beaten in the playoffs?
Go ahead.
One team, the Orlando Magic last year, first round. Point being, this team does not have the DNA. Tatum and Brown got to go. We got to get rid of Mazzulla. Total makeover.
This is a great point.
If I'm starting with one, I'm starting with Mazzulla, and then I'm identifying which one we're going with. I say Brown. I know he's getting a lot of crap right now, but I would get rid of Tatum, sell high while you can.
You said the last 3 years or the last 4 years?
Last 4 years, 2023, lost in 6 to the Miami Heat. 2024, we had the fake little Mickey Mouse ring. 2025, you beat the Orlando Magic in the first round and then lost to the Knicks. 2026, up 3-1, and you lose to the Sixers.
Yeah. So, you're throwing the Milwaukee series there without Chris Middleton. I don't know if we're going back to that. But either way, so when it all lined up for you, you won. But otherwise, you face someone healthy or gives you any sort of pushback, you get tushed.
I mean, that part I absolutely believe in. I'd have to go back and look at some of the rosters 3 years ago to know whether they, 4 years ago to know whether they beat anyone healthy in the first round. But the point is, when they have to fight for it, they fail. Anytime they have to fight for it, they fail. Like, that's scary. Because how are you going to win a championship 90% of the time without fighting for it?
We've got Pat in Franklin. Yes, Pat.
Well, just pile on with this last guy just said. Listen, Tony, excellent work today. Proud of you, man.
Me too.
You exposed Brad Stevens as the fraud that he is. It's all on him. It's not on Mazzulla. I've been complaining about Mazzulla for 2 years. I'm an idiot. I'm wrong. This is on Brad Stevens. It's his problem. He built a bad roster. He's not doing smart things. He should not be losing all these series. I want, just like Buffalo Bills coach, I want him out.
Okay, this bad roster thing. I never heard bad roster until the last 2 days.
Exactly right.
So,
no, listen, I think Stevens is a good architect.
That's letting them all off the hook. They had the roster to beat the Sixers.
It's a neat sleight of hand. You all loved the Vucevic trade. Told us we're idiots because we said it was about money. Now you think that was a bad deal.
And now, but no one complained about the roster until Sunday and this week. I did not hear any complaints about the roster. I did not. I tried to tell you that your inexperience might come up in the postseason because it's all well and good for Shireman and Gonzalez and these guys.
No, they did what we thought they would do, which is crap their pants.
So, young guys have a hard time in the playoffs in the NBA. Old guys win. I tried to tell you that. You didn't want to hear it. You shot it down. But now, all of a sudden, because you want to, I don't know, make it feel better, all of a sudden you don't have a good roster? No one told me about the roster until the last couple of days. It's revisionist history. You like their roster a lot. The Celtics were a prohibitive favorite to come out of this series and the Eastern Conference, and none of you said that was ridiculous. You all agreed with it. Why? Because you thought they had the best team. So don't change your mind on that. That team underperformed. Why? Why did they underperform? How about Jeff at work? Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, guys. My question is for Mazz specifically, and if Jim wants to chime in. But what's up with the baseball fights? Do they really have to come out of the bullpen?
It's so stupid. I'm going to cut you off because we're up against it.
They're as corny as NBA fights, and I'm putting quotes around fights. It's just nothing happens.
They got to get that out of the game. In fact, my proposal, you get suspended if you leave the dugout and don't fight. If you leave the dugout or the bullpen and fight, I'm going to let you stay in the game because you left the game.
So like NBA rules.
Well,
Can't leave the bench.
Just the opposite. You can leave, but you have to fight.
Yeah.
Right, I see.
You have to fight.
You can't just mill about.
If you just go out there and mill about and waste my time, suspended. Out. If you go out and fight and give me something to watch, you can stay in the game. You can
worth everyone's
and then get
while.
suspended.
Right.
Throw
no,
hands.
no suspension. I'm trying to tell you. No, I want to. If you're going to waste my time, then give me something to look at.
So you want to promote fighting?
If you leave the bench. Okay, so we're either going to eliminate the leaving the benches, period. But if you leave the bench,
You have to fight.
you have to fight.
Yeah, that'll happen.
If you don't,
I like the idea.
I like it.
It'll never happen.
If you don't, you're suspended. You're suspended for not fighting by leaving the bench and wasting my precious time. That's my proposal on that.
So I understand what you're saying. I kind of enjoyed last night. I can't tell you the last time I saw someone get drilled and people genuinely got mad. It just never happens anymore. So God bless Framber Valdez for being the a-hole. Like, I kind of like that. It was old school. I gave up a couple of home runs and your guy's tipping pitches from second base. Wait till he comes around later on. I'm going to drill him right in the back, right between the 1 and the 0. Take that, you weasel. Oh, I loved it. I thought we need more of that in the sport. Now, again, I'm all for. I understand what you're saying.
And they all run on the field and just mill around.
Okay, so I'd prefer
It's like a
that
cocktail party.
I prefer that it come to blows.
Thank
too.
you.
But for starters, I'll take the fastball between the shoulder blades.
Make it worth my while. Back to your calls after this.
Felger.
Shush.
Mazz. The Sports Hub.
Brad, with Joe, you mentioned a lot of these, troubles getting to the rim, some of the inconsistencies in the playoffs that you were talking about via Gary's question the last few years. Obviously, there's been a lot of regular season success. Obviously, 2024, it can't be ignored. But with all of those trends that you mentioned were maybe even consistent through that 2024 season, if you look at the job Joe has done, how pleased are you with what he's done so far, and how confident are you with his future with the Celtics still after the last 2 seasons of exits?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I know how hard that job is, and I know all that goes into it, and I know he and his staff are putting everything they can into it. And, when I say that we struggled to get by, I think we need to add to our team. So I think our coaching staff, like all of us, can continue to improve and get better. That said, I think they're very good, and we need to continue to provide them the resources to grow and to get better and to continue to be the best that we can be. I think, again, I don't think we can ignore, and certainly, again, it's like you can't ignore anything, good and the bad. But there was a lot of growth this year, and I thought that there was a lot of things that we can build off of, even though the ending was disappointing.
I just don't see any path. I don't see any path for Missoula because I don't see any humility, Mazz. I don't see any, that quality that shows you that, what the best of the best, the truly elite, know what they don't know and admit what they don't know and try and work on what they don't know.
And they know there is always something you don't know.
And that's not Missoula. He's stubborn.
No, in fact, he's quite the opposite. He thinks he's got all the answers and just keep playing the same formula over and over again.
He's militant about it. So Missoula's not going to really change. I mean, again, and he doesn't, and he's just kind of clueless about it. And that thing that he said the other night about, it's about our personnel and why do you shoot so many 3-pointers? It's about the personnel. Like he's got a team of sharpshooters. He doesn't. And he said, if you give me a post player, I'd play him in the post. Yet they gave him Nikola Vucevic, who posted up over 5 times a game in Chicago. He came here and he posted up 1.7 times per game. He took him out of the post. So it's a lie. I don't even know Missoula knows that he's lying. He just has no feel for the game. He just knows the efficiency of the 3-point shot. It's like the backbone of what he does. It's all he knows. And it's helping the team circle the drain. And Stevens is going to let it happen? That's my biggest knock on him.
Well, that's a good thing to knock him on. I mean, again, I felt this way from the beginning. Like, how many times are you going to keep making this mistake And ultimately, he's the guy that hired him. He should be able to rein him in a little bit and get him to, understand where the flaws are, or unless he hasn't even tried, which is worse. Like, that part of it to me is, I'm blown away that they would continue. Like, the fact that it happened again with them playing the way they play blows me away. And I'm not really sure how broken up they are about it. I think that on some level, like, he said there was a lot of growth this year. Like,
on individual players. Well, they've reverted back to
gap year.
Well, I mean, what he said today in no uncertain terms is that we really weren't as good as our record. He said, he pointed out they were 3-11 against the top 3 teams in the West and the top 2 teams in the East. So against the top 5 teams in the league, using that method, they were 3-11. A lot of teams are playing for draft position this year, and that's not going to be the case next year. It's going to be a much harder league next year. So he kind of told you in his way that it was kind of a fraudulent record. And he was kind of telling you in his own way, we weren't really that good. Which is, again, another way to talk away another really underachieving playoff year.
Yeah, they're not taking a hard enough look at the system.
Because it's easier. Emotionally, it's easier to say, well, the Sixers were actually better than us. When no one was saying that at any point in the series. Never. Not even up before Game 7. No one said that the Sixers are a more talented team than us. No one said that. No one believed it. But to make yourself feel better, you say, well, they were the better team anyway. Or you do the other thing, which is, well, a lot of teams were tanking this year. It's going to be much harder next year.
House money.
Yeah, it's a house money thing. And, when we did play the really good teams, we usually came out on the short end. So we really weren't meant to win that series. It's what they do in Greenland. It's what they do at NBC Sports Boston. Just sort of soften the blow of the whole thing. Now we lost to the better team.
What a collapse.
So, that's kind of another reason why I'm just sort of down on them ever, coming back around. You don't realize where you're coming up short. You don't realize where you're deficient. You can't take the pain of a bad loss. You explain it away with some other stuff. And it's like, okay, good luck. Stick with the same dopey coach and the same approach. And just tell yourself that you weren't that good anyway and you weren't meant to win that series. And just do that every year. You're not going to go anywhere. Where's the pain of having blown another home Game 7 against a lesser opponent?
Oh, I don't think there is pain. I don't think they feel that badly about it. I mean, I would include Tatum in that list too, by the way. Did Tatum look broken up at the end of it, or that he couldn't play it? He looked broken up?
No.
Buddying around with Joel Embiid.
I mean,
it's all okay in Greenland, man. That's just the way it exists. That's just the way it is.
Must be a nice place to live.
It is. I'm jealous.
I would say really boring, though.
I'm jealous. But it is the way
Pleasantville.
The way that it is there. Here's Murray's update. We're back with one final segment of your thoughts, calls, and emails.
Mike and Tony have a definite chemistry.
Are they?
100%.
Are they?
Yes, 100. Do I stutter?
Do you consider them the periodic table of sports talk?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Sorry. I don't mean to blow a gasket.
No. Blow it, baby. Blow it.
Felger and Mazz.
So 12 is the one that's indicated as the one that Toronto, if they get 12, it's not.
Oh, my
God. The Porking live on 98.5 The Sports Hub, and the Toronto Maple Leaf GM is happy and smiling, and the Porking live right here. Can you believe that?
That is a sham. Rigged. Sniff, Joe. Give us the sniffer. That is awful. That is such a. I'm out. That's such a rigging. I can't. That's a sham. That's absolute sham.
So Toronto will
get the first
number
overall
one pick.
Yep. They make a terrible GM hiring along with this idiot, and then their star player today says, "Oh, I kind of want to leave," and now they get the first overall pick. You cannot convince me that draft lotteries are not rigged. How do we know that's live? Explain to me how that's live. How does anybody in this room right now know that going on right now is live like they claim it is? It's not live. It was recorded earlier. This is a sham. The NHL draft lottery has always been rigged. Don't let anybody tell you it's not rigged. 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 We need to protect the Maple Leafs. We need to get them back up and running. The Bruins were once again porked with a capital P.
You're so mad you've lost your hat.
Yeah. I don't care that people can see me balding.
Soft-spoken, gentle soul Kevin Majori turning into a stark, raving mad lunatic.
He's the ultimate roll with it guy. Ultimate. Goes with everything. He's like the easiest person to work with in the world.
Rigged.
And then, he took a shot at Matt Sundin there, which you had to apologize to the people in Toronto. How did this go down, Kevin? Like, did you get a lot of blowback from the people in Canada?
So on a couple of our media channels, people were upset that I called him an idiot, to which then I responded by saying, I apologize because I didn't exactly mean it towards him. But at the same time, we know with that fan base up there, within the next 3 years, they're going to be calling him an idiot. So it's like, don't get mad at me.
Never respond, Kevin. You don't anyone.
I didn't respond on Twitter to anybody, but I got nothing against Sundin. I shouldn't have just yelled at him. fellow bald man.
I'd like to apologize to the people of Toronto, he said earlier, but in 3 years they'll feel just like that is so good.
How do we know that's live? Explain to me how that's live. How does anybody in this room right now know that going on right now is live like they claim it is?
So again, just and then it opened up a large discussion about, do people really think the thing is rigged? I mean,
Rigged. We need to protect the Maple Leafs. We need to get them back up and running. The Bruins were once again porked with a capital P.
So to which I think most of you are like, nuts, you sound crazy. Like Ernst & Young is going to rig a ping pong ball on live television just to make sure Gavin McKenna goes to the... Is that going to be worth it to Ernst & Young? I don't see it.
Well, how do we know that's live?
Depends how much you get paid, I suppose. But
we know it's live because, as Kevin Majori rightfully so, he sort of backed off this. Because they had all the GMs live on Zoom. So Sundin was live on Zoom. Mike Greer with San Jose was live on. So these guys were live on Zoom. They're watching the thing. And they're reacting to it in real time. So for that to be taped, they all have to lie about it. Which means Sundin, Mike Greer, the tech people at their respective teams who set up the Zoom, the people who set up the Zoom with the network, the people in the control room at the network who get the Zoom call in there. Then the director, the floor director, the producer, the sound guy, the cameraman on the floor, Butcha Gross and all the hosts, everyone adjacent to that broadcast, of which there's dozens and dozens of people. They all have to be in on it. We're going to tape this, but you have to pretend like it's live and you can never, ever say anything about it. It's like the moon conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
Can you make a case that we rigged it because we're trying to keep the Soviets off our back? And that all makes sense. Do you understand the thousands and thousands of people who would have to have been in on that thing? They all just kept the secret? What are you, freaking stupid? And same thing with this.
How do we know that's live? Rigged.
So I said I believed it.
Rigged. Sniff, Joe. Give us the sniffer.
Let's do some emails, shall we, please?
These ought to be good.
Rigged.
I said let's do some emails, shall we, please?
Yeah.
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day.
Rigged.
Dear Felger, I really hate you.
Rigged.
And I think Mazz is a boob.
It's electric.
The Coleman Electric email of the day.
It's electric.
Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email today brought to you by our friends at Coleman Electric. Bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners like you. When you need an electrician, you want to call Coleman.
Porked with a capital P.
No, because it's electric. K-U-H-L.
It's electric.
M-A-N. Frequent emailer Jackson in Western Mass says, subject, is Felger being serious? So I'm supposed to trust the NHL draft lottery because they have some mega corporation there to give it validity? Felger, have you been living under a rock? Corporations want to own your drinking water, and the guys who run them all run to some hidden island for forbidden fun. I don't trust a damn thing they say. The draft lottery was rigged. They all are. It's obvious. Jackson in Western Mass. So again, I'm supposed to believe Jackson in Western Mass over Ernst & Young.
Yeah. I stand with that email, or I could have written that myself. Oh, the corporations. We must trust the corporations. If we were doing this show in the 70s, you'd be sitting here, these Tuskegee Airmen, syphilis my ass. I don't believe that. They're all lying. Like, do you believe everything that you're told in the news and what the government says and corporations tell you? Who's nuts, me or you?
I defer to believing it first. I do.
Not me.
I think
my baseline is everyone's lying and it's mostly a crock. And more often than not, I'm right.
But Jackson in Western Mass is telling the truth.
No, so I'm supposed to not believe Ernst & Young because they were letting their guys pass their ethics tests and whatnot, right? And they got fined by the SEC.
Cheat on them, yeah.
Right. Where Murray won't even sit through the 90-second corporate video thing that they ask us to do. I'm supposed to I'm supposed to trust Murray over the Ernst & Young people. He won't even do the 90 seconds of the bad info guy. Or what's his name?
Bad influence.
The bad influence.
That's just a waste of my time. And I ace those tests every time. When I don't watch the video, the test comes up. Guess what? I ace it every time because it's common sense.
I'm just saying, I'm supposed to trust you over them. Okay. All right, I guess. Then we got a lot of these, Mazz, as well. Subject line, Felger and Mazz School of Journalism. Are you two really starting classes on journalism? Because I would take them in a heartbeat. I'm currently enrolled in a double major in broadcasting and digital journalism at Syracuse. And let me tell you, I have not learned donkey do there. Our last lesson before the semester ended was how to greet the interviewee, meaning how to smile to them, how to get on their good side, etc., and how to present yourself to them. I felt like saying, hey, fella, why don't I present my fist to your face? I'm paying way too much to learn jack. Honestly, I learn more about real old school journalism listening to you guys every day. If you're honestly offering classes on the side, I would sign up if the price is right. Can't be worse than the $66K I'm paying a year for Syracuse.
Well, see, so this is there's a market.
That number's low.
It is low, very low.
So that's without housing and food and everything else.
Probably just tuition. That's right. Which means there's a market for us out there. We could get that guy for $30,000.
Seriously, the
and others like him.
The sports journalism needs us. They need us desperately. Subject line, I stand with Majori. Brady writes in, Mike, I can accept things not falling the Bruins' way when it comes to the draft. They had the same exact odds as Toronto last year and dropped to 7. Okay, it happens. However, let's break down the events in Toronto leading up to the draft. Full-blown tankathon the last month of the season. Fire the GM only to hire the biggest fraud GM in the entire league. Disaster introductory press conference. Matthews threatens to leave the organization. Now, out of completely coincidence, they secure the first-round pick in Gavin McKenna. This wasn't just a porking for the Bruins, but a pig roast of the entire league. You missed the playoffs 1 year in 11 seasons, and you're rewarding for tanking the number one pick. It's smelly. It's rigged. I stand with Majori Brady. Like all those broad things on the conspiracy theory, I understand that. That's why I boil it down to, now you're telling me on live television, Ernst & Young and the NHL brought out a fake, rigged ping pong ball machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then on live television in front of millions of viewers, most of whom are in Canada, they had the machine brush aside the 8 ball and somehow magically suck up the 12 ball to give Toronto the first round pick.
How do we know that's live?
Because Austin Matthews said, I need to consider my future. All because of that. Is it worth it for Ernst & Young? I'm not telling you these big corporations don't do shady stuff. Of course they do, Murray.
Idiot.
I understand that. But they do it for real profit. They do it for real benefit. The mom and pop NHL, who probably gave them a couple $1 million to wheel out the ping pong ball machine, is it really worth them? Really worth it? What if it goes wrong? How do you guarantee that's going to work? You really think they did that?
They test it time and time and time again with magnets. or something.
I think, didn't we have a guy call us once and explain how they could fudge the machine?
I feel, yeah.
Do you remember this?
I vaguely recall, yes.
Yeah, remember this, Murray?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It must have been lottery related. Had to be. What else are they using the freaking ping pong ball machine for?
Probably around when the Celtics were.
But if you can ring a slot machine, you can probably ring a lottery machine.
Thomas.
Port with a capital P.
Sorry, Kevin. Thomas says, Ernst & Young, subject line, they were the same people responsible for the Oscars La La Land Moonlight snafu. Everyone with a brain knows that it was a rigging for ratings and publicity for the Academy. You got to refresh my memory on that.
I don't remember what
Did
this
they open
is.
up the wrong envelope?
Something like that. Yeah, there was something like that.
They read the wrong thing, but then said, oh, no. I just can't remember it.
Me neither. I don't remember it either. But
Maybe it was the fault of some dopey actor.
I mean, I remember the vagaries of it, but I don't remember the specifics.
I don't remember it.
Look it up, Murray.
La La Land mistakenly announced as Best Picture instead of Moonlight because presenters Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were handed the wrong envelope.
Is it possible they were just handed the wrong envelope?
Sure.
I mean, what kind of conspiracy is
But
that?
I
mean,
guess-
if the Academy members say, no, wait a minute, we came out of the room and agreed it was Moonlight, so they handed them the wrong envelope. Why is
Okay,
that a
but-
conspiracy theory?
but
Maybe
if
they,
Ratings down. People are not watching the Oscars
they
as
just-
much. Get some buzz for it.
they just handed them the wrong envelope.
Okay, but wait a minute. If they counted up the votes before the night of the Oscars, why was there an envelope with L.A.
La La Land?
La La Land.
I don't know.
In other words, there never should have been that envelope in the first place. It should have just been with Moonlight.
I don't know how it works. I don't think it's a conspiracy.
That one was done on purpose.
To goose ratings, really?
Yeah.
That one was done on purpose.
Yeah, that was people.
And that goose ratings?
I have no idea for goose ratings, but that was done on purpose.
Got people talking about the Oscars. Not many people watching it as they used to.
So
You'd make
after the
case for
fact,
that.
though, you would have to know that was coming in real time beforehand to increase the audience. You can't get the audience there after the fact.
Yeah, but it helps you in the future.
You people are ridiculous. You sound like a bunch of lunatics.
I'm telling you, that one was.
You guys sound nuts. Certifiable today.
I mean, it's easy to rig people.
We have a
Idiot.
off-air show tonight. Is it you, Big Jim?
Yes.
Okay, myself, Big Jim Murray, over on our YouTube channel. That's brought to you by our friends at the original Light Bear, Miller Lite, Legendary Stories, and the off-air show. Start with a light. Here's a just over 50 years of Miller time. Comes right around 6:05 over on our YouTube channel. Also, I have a giveaway for you right now. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. We'll score a pair of tickets to Dave Attell at the Wilbur. Comedy legend Dave Attell is bringing his razor-sharp wit to the Wilbur on May 16th. Come and see why Attell is one of the funniest and most influential voices in stand-up comedy today. Tickets on sale now at thewilbur.com. Final word.
Wait,
comes your way.
what are you guys talking about on the air show? Off-air show?
Nothing. I don't know yet. Why?
Oh, I just thought you were going to tease it. You didn't do it.
Well,
You're working on it.
Yeah, we'll come up with something in the next 15 minutes.
Well, I wanted to know. I wondered if I should listen.
You should always listen.
Aren't you on?
I am, but I'll find a way to do both.
No, you listen on the replay. It lives on our YouTube channel. It'll be worth your while. It always is.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
Maybe more conspiracy theories. Either way, the final word. Final word, Joe.
It's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Mazz.
It's the final
Word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No. The final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you're looking for the best deal on tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire.
Nobody.
Yes, more of the debate about whether or not the Bruins got boned by, was it PricewaterhouseCoopers? No, Ernst & Young. Either
Ernst &
way.
Young.
Who scammed them last night?
Kevin Mashori, rigged.
Rigged, yes. I'm not a problem solver. I'm a problem identifier. I identify a problem. I don't know how to solve the problem. I don't know what was going on, but there was something manipulating that ball last night or that combination last night. How does anybody know that this is live? How do we know this wasn't recorded 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago? an hour ago?
Huh?
There was something going on. There was something going on.
Jim Murray, you must agree?
1,000%. We live in a world now where pretty much everything is fake or a crock or a scam. And the Mavericks just traded Luka Doncic for spare parts. Oh, they won the lottery. I don't know how they do it. I'm with Kevin. I'm a problem identifier. I'm not a problem solver. Maybe they waited. So if there's now a slowed down video of the number 8 ball, which I guess belonged to Winnipeg.
So here we go.
Was close to going up the tube.
Yep.
And then with the magnet or whatever it was that was being held there, maybe it was Butchergrass, I don't know. Up goes the 12 ball. Toronto wins. It's crock.
You sound like lunatics. You sound like madmen. Sir.
And you sound sane because hockey gods are real and they're going to punish Toronto? Ooh, do you want to light up some incense, smoke some weed, throw fish on, too, while we're at it? Conspiracy theories, not real. Hockey gods, real. Ooh, coming for you. Here comes a lightning bolt down from the sky, Toronto Maple Leafs. You've been punished.
You don't believe in karma?
No, I think it's kind of a crock.
Really?
Yeah.
John in Hartford, go ahead.
Yeah, Murray made the point that this happened with the Mavericks, but it happened in the NHL last year with the Islanders. They moved up like 11 spots after the NHL took away the All-Star game.
God, you people.
This is great.
You people
conspiracy
are
theories.
freaking nuts. You guys sound nuts. Matt in New Bedford, go ahead, Matt.
So Toronto getting the number one pick, I'm sorry. That was rigged. And for the record, Michael, I think you're 100% right on Gavin McKenna. I think the dude was already arrested for assault for knocking some guy out in a bar because he was making fun of his mom or something. So
you mark my words.
I side with McKenna there.
Side topic. Okay.
When you tank, F you.
Yeah.
Feisty.
Nope. Feisty, lively program. Mazz, what do you got coming up on the the baseball hour?
We got a lot to get to, actually, because the Red Sox nearly got into a fight last night after getting drilled, and I'm wondering whether they deserved it, frankly. Milliken's also going to join the program, so we got a lot to get to. And comments made by Buster Olney last week while I was away, one that people have heard, or at least read, concerning the Red Sox and their willingness to steal signs and how it might be effing up their offense. I do have a conspiracy theory on that. And then also the other one about how Craig Breslow handles his staff, okay, and how he operates as an executive. I think it's an important cut, an important perspective. And one other thing about a high-ranking member of the Red Sox organization who wrote a letter to the editor of the Boston Globe last week. We'll actually read the letter for you right here on the Baseball Hour.
Okay, look forward to this. This comes your way shortly after 6 o'clock. We're back at it tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll talk to you fine fellers then.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Rigged. Sniff, Joe. Give us the sniffer. How do we know that's live? Rigged. Porked with a capital P.